State troopers used a drug detection canine to sniff out the vehicle. That gave them probable cause to look inside. What they found were 2 boxes with 58 bags of pot. I'm Macie Goldfarb for WUFT News here in Brevard County. I'm right outside of Melbourne, Florida, just under half a mile from the East Coast. You're now seeing our poll voters guide, which includes those responses in these candidates' own words. 44 bus drivers.
We just cannot meet the demand right now.
That's how many additional drivers Alachua County Public Schools needs to operate at full staffing.
If we don't get the kids to school, then they can't learn. So it's a vital part of the district's initiative.
When Darren Jones became Director of Transportation at the school district in April 2021, the starting pay for school bus drivers was $13.94 an hour. Now, the position is priced at $17.34 as ACPS struggles to put drivers in seats.
That's why we're having events like we're having today. Come out and drive the bus.
Come Drive the Bus. It's Jones's newest initiative to get drivers hired. And on Saturday, those curious and daring enough had the chance to sample the job for themselves. This is the first event of its kind in Alachua County where anyone with a valid driver's license can come by and give it a shot. Kelly Connor feels right at home in the driver's seat. From pizzas to auto parts, now maybe even kids on their way to school, she likes being able to deliver.
Gets you outside, it gets you out of an office.
Connor says she's semi-retired. She works part-time cleaning homes and offices, but she's always looking for new things to do. With just one adult daughter and no grandchildren to call her own, being a school bus driver would give her the different experience she's been craving.
Right now with kids, they need a little direction, I think, with a lot of things that are going on, and so maybe I'll make a difference. You never know. Bus driver today, superintendent tomorrow. Who knows?
Like all Alachua County school bus drivers, Connor will need to complete a 3 to 4 week CDL training, background check, and drug test before getting behind the wheel. That training is paid for by the school district. Experienced school bus operators like Tamara Jennings help train new drivers on top of their own driving schedules.
It can be challenging on the road because you have to watch all the other traffic in addition to the kids.
But when it comes to training the new recruits, she wants them to know the job isn't as intimidating as it might seem.
Once you learn how to read the mirrors and you learn the turning points in the road, I feel more comfortable in this than my own personal vehicle.
Jennings started out as a special needs bus driver with a passion, caring for children. And after a quarter of a century, she says that's still the best part.
I don't know, it's really great when they recognize you and you're out somewhere and they know your name. And so they're happy to see you. I don't know, I enjoy that.
But the current 108 bus drivers in the county aren't enough to ensure each of these kids makes it to school every morning. That's why this Come Drive the Bus event won't be the last.
If we hire one bus driver, it's one step towards solving this issue.
An issue that just might be solved by helping potential drivers realize they too can drive the bus. Macie Goldfarb, WUFT News. One word.
You hear laughing and joking.
10 letters.
This is a social event.
The fastest growing sport in America.
You come here and people are happy to see you even if they've never seen you before.
From college campuses to senior centers, pickleball
4-7-1
is a crowd favorite.
As soon as you pick up that paddle and hit it a few times, you're hooked.
81-year-old Bob Crow says it's far from a fad. An ex-tennis player, he made the switch to pickleball half a dozen years ago.
I wanted to give it a try and good move, yes.
Lower nets and underhand serves allow for what Bob says is a more fair start than in tennis. Still, he's working to master the sport. He's even put his skills to the test in 2 doubles tournaments.
Didn't win a game. Had a great time.
But for Bob and the other players at Gainesville's Northside Park, pickleball isn't all about winning. Above all else, it's a social event.
You better get out there.
And anyone is welcome.
We are here to share in a good time. And it doesn't matter how you present. Again, we see all ages and races and physical conditions, and nobody pays attention to it.
This atmosphere attracts players from all over the city. Bob says some days he can count 100 people at Northside Park looking to get their pickleball fix. But because this park has the only 4 courts dedicated to pickleball in Gainesville, waiting can be inevitable.
You come to play, not wait.
Some players resort to using portable nets on tennis and basketball courts around Alachua County. And it works.
Darn temporary courts.
Sort of. No one likes to share. Even so, these players aren't going anywhere. It's a small price to pay
Oh, geez, that was dead meat.
to play. And the camaraderie and inclusion keep them addicted.
People talk about the culture of pickleball, which is different. I don't think you talk about the culture of golf or something.
Pickleball is a relatively new sport. It's been around since 1965 when 2 men played a version of badminton using ping pong paddles. They did it over the summer to keep their families entertained, so it's no wonder why pickleball seems to be popular among all ages.
I'm Evan Pollock, and I'm 17 years old, and I've been playing pickleball since August 2021.
Evan has always loved sports.
Nice.
It was his dad who suggested he try pickleball.
Yeah, we just borrowed some paddles, and then from there we bought our set the next day.
In just a year of playing the game, he's already medaled in 3 tournaments. In one,
Oh yeah, all day. Let's go.
he came out with the gold.
We were all so happy, and my parents and my family and friends were all so happy for me, and it was really surreal.
There was a time when, like a lot of teenage boys, Evan's free time included a lot more video games than pickleball.
Thanks.
But with a sport like this, he gets more FaceTime with his buddies, even though there might be a slight age gap.
They are my friends. I mean, it's different than a friend of my same age maybe, but like when we're on the court, that kind of all goes away and it doesn't really matter. We're just players playing.
Just players playing. Different skill sets,
Switch sides?
different walks of life, all drawn in by the same hobby.
This is a sport that has an outlet for the things that I learned to appreciate. Movement and strategy and camaraderie and competition. But geez, you sit over there waiting and people are exchanging recipes and it's a social event even though you never saw them before.
A community of nearly 5 million players in the U.S. so far, and that number is growing fast. All for a certain culture that doesn't seem to be going anywhere. In Alachua County, Macie Goldfarb, WUFT News.
Our hearts are with the University of Virginia, as well as the students at UF with personal connections to the school. WFT's own Emily Palizzotto checked in with her brother, a freshman at UVA, after a restless night locked down in his dorm.
Yes, definitely. It was around 10:30 last night that we received a series of emails that were very vague and unclear and really just invoked panic across myself and all my peers that I was with in my suite. I was home when I received this email, and we were told to barricade our doors. We were all sitting there together, making sure everyone was okay. And it's a parent's worst nightmare to hear that their child could be in danger.
Breaking news, the Putnam County Sheriff just announced formal charges against a deputy who resigned when accused of a sexual relationship with the minor. At the time, 36-year-old Joshua Herron worked as a youth resource deputy. Today, he was charged with 4 counts of sexual battery. FDLE is investigating the death of an inmate at the Marion County Jail. He's identified as 46-year-old Scott Leslie Whitley III.
And here in Gainesville, tomorrow's mayoral debate between candidates Ed Bilarski and Harvey Ward is officially sold out. The debate will take place tomorrow from 7 to 8 p.m. at the UF Levin College of Law. You could live stream the debate online or listen to WUFT FM. It will be moderated by WUFT's Heather Van Blockland. Gainesville Sun and WUFT News journalists will pose questions to the candidates. Tonight, you could still submit possible questions to be asked. Just email GainesvilleVoice@gmail.com.
A developing story, more fallout from the selection of Ben Sasse as the sole finalist to be the next president of the University of Florida. We have updates from the administration, faculty, and students after his introductory visit drew a loud protest. That was the scene inside Emerson Hall when protesters disrupted the final session and it was forced to shift online.